It has to matter more to you than it does to anyone else. Some of you will allow someone to talk you out of your purpose because they don't believe in it, or talk you out of your purpose because they don't understand it, or they can't see the same dream. But it has to matter more to you than it does to anybody else. If God gave it to you, then it's yours, but you have to pursue it. And let me tell you what I mean. When David showed up to the battlefield, he heard Goliath bad-mouthing everybody. And in that moment mattered more to David than anyone else, because he was willing to step up and do what was necessary in that moment. Although others may have thought he was unfit, others may have thought he was unqualified, others may have thought that he was unproven. But guess what? To him, the most important thing for him in that moment was allowing the glory of God to be shown through him, because he understood that the fight wasn't just Goliath, but the fight was the liberation and freedom for everyone else once they saw the glory and the power of God. So how are you going to let God use you? The first step is you have to stop allowing people to talk you out of your gifts. You have to stop allowing people to talk you out of your purpose. You have to stop allowing people to stop you from developing your talents and gifts along the way so you can walk in your purpose. So what are you going to do about tomorrow? Because today is where the work begins. Today is where the decision and the belief begins. Long before David drove his heels into the sand, long before he selected the 5 smooth stones out of the stream, long before that, he had already went through his trials. He had already rescued the sheep from the mouth of the bear, the mouth of the lion. He had already been through something that other people hadn't seen yet. You've been through something that other people have not seen yet. So no matter what your situation is, no matter what your background is, there is something, some experience that you can grab onto, and others may not know that you're ready. But you'll know that you're ready when the time is right. They may not know because they weren't there when you were at the bottom. They weren't there when you were in the struggle. They weren't there in the hardest of times, but you were there. And God was present in that moment with you. So just as you knew that if you reached out to him, he would show up in a mighty way, he'll do the same now. Genesis 1:1. God created the heavens and the earth. That is the beginning. And if he can do that, the possibilities of what God can do in your situation and circumstance are limitless. But first, you have to begin with dismissing those who have doubt because they have not seen, those who have doubt because they have no faith, those who have doubt because they want you to be in a terrible situation because of their own misery. Don't allow their misery. Don't allow their doubt to hold you back. Don't allow it to creep in, because once that door is open, it's like a trap. You just walk into it, and before you know it, you're succumbed by doubt. You're walking away from purpose because you no longer believe. You're walking away from the promises of God because you no longer can see, because the only thing you can see are the words that everyone else is saying. Proverbs 18:21, my friend, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So what are you saying about your situation, or what are you listening to when someone else is talking about your situation? What are you hearing as they come before you? Because if you're hearing things that are not conducive to the promises that God has already put in your heart, then you've got to shut that door and you got to walk away from that in the opposite direction. Sometimes moving towards God's purpose can be a lonely road. Sometimes people are not going to be beside you cheering along the way. But as you get closer to the finish line, as you get closer to accomplishing what God said you're supposed to accomplish, that's when you hear people. That's when the muttering stops and people start cheering and saying, I knew you could do it all along. I knew it was possible. No, they didn't. They didn't believe it. But they needed to see you do it, because now, guess what happens? Now they can believe as well. Before, there was doubt. Erase that doubt and create that environment for positive things to come true, for positive things to happen, by moving towards purpose, by moving towards the things that God has called you to, and dismiss everything that is negative that comes against that, because it is an attack. Whether you think they mean well or not, I am telling you that it is an attack, and you don't just stand by and allow someone to attack you, do you? You don't just stand there and say, you know what, you can attack me today and I'm just going to do this. That's not what you're doing. You're probably defending yourself. You're probably trying to get out of that situation. You're probably doing something other than just standing there and letting it happen. So when someone speaks doubt into your dreams, when someone speaks doubt into your gifts, when someone speaks doubt into your purpose, you have to walk away from it, or you have to shut the door, or you have to fight back by allowing your success to drive that conversation in the future. So how are you going to pick yourself up today? Someone else wants to believe, but they can't because of their own situations. It's time for you to be the example. It's time for you to not just keep going through hard things over and over. I get it. Hardships make us, but at some point that hardship has to show some evidence that something good came out of it. This is your time, my friend. But if you quit, you won't get there. If you listen to the doubts of others, you won't get there. But you will get there if you speak life into it. You will get there if you continue going. You will get there because the God that has made the heavens and the earth has already promised it to you and put it in your heart. But first, you got to pick yourself up, my friends. It's go time. El Motivational Don. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.